So my name is Tevyan Hepburn, 30 years old. As of right now, I'm a pastry chef. I have my own business, Sweet Treats by T, cakes, treats for any occasion. And then I also am a hair braider. Been doing that since about 2016. And that name of that business is Never Too Glamorous.
And so nice. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
You look beautiful. So you have me smiling the whole time. So I want to know a little bit about you. You're on your way to something, but you just had an experience.
Yes.
And do you want to give your testimony about your job? How many years you have been on your job, and not necessarily names or the place where you work, but
Yeah, we can go into a little bit of it. Just the synopsis. Worked at my job for 9 years.
turn this way.
Worked at my job for 9 years. Absolutely love my job. And in the past year, I dealt with, you could call it discrimination, targeting, being singled out. And like I said previous, I'm 30 years old. I never would imagine I would be dealing with something along those lines. The discrimination part, never. Not being heard in that situation, feeling as though your supervisors, the people that you're supposed to go to, the people that are supposed to have your back, it puts everything in a different light. That a job is a job. You hear where people are like, oh, they'll replace you in a second, or you hear people, oh, take your PTO because next thing you know, they'll replace you with someone else. I would say, if you understand that saying, that's in a sense of what happened. They believed this other person who had only been at our job for, I would say, about 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
So the person made an accusation against you pretty much.
Yes, person made an accusation, but then that accusation goes back a year. Like we're talking right now, it goes back a year from when everything started. And unbeknownst to me, this person went out their way every couple of days, every, let's say week, emailing my boss saying that I'm doing this and this and things of that nature. And then in hindsight, I have other persons that I work with who do not think these things at all. They know me. They talk to me. It was just this one specific person. And so I'm dealing with that now. I have stepped away from that job.
So you stepped away. Did they let you go? Like what? So the bosses, did they believe her over you? Did they call you in the office to talk about it? Well,
yes. Okay. So this person made an accusation. Along with that accusation, I was giving a notice. Once given that notice, I had to go talk to our big boss, the director, the big boss. No, I do not feel that the director believed me. I do believe that the director may have believed this other person more than me because of the title that this person holds. Not saying she's better than anyone, not saying
just her position.
The position that she carries, a little more schooling than the position that I have.
Did they even investigate to see what she was saying was true, to believe a side? Because I would have to investigate to say, oh, she's right over you, or oh, you're right, because we checked it and we see that was not correct or was correct.
I questioned that. To my knowledge, nothing was done in the way that you just described. What you would think would be done, no, that was not done. It was, I come with my rebuttal would have been, why do you think that this is false? More than, hey, we looked into this, this is what we found. And then reprimand me on what you actually tangibly found. That did not happen.
And there you were let go without any findings.
So not let go. What came back after the conversation with the director was to sorry.
That's okay, because it's a real moment.
Yeah, after that I was given pretty much an ultimatum. At the end of the day, I did not believe that I should sign something that I know wholeheartedly I did not do. Could I have kept my job? Of course, that was the ultimatum. I keep my job, but I had all these different stipulations on me that in turn, they would have fired me. So I speak to my representative. I take a little time to figure out what's best for me, realizing that for about 3 years now, I've wanted to leave this job. I was not happy in this job, in the position that I work. So what is that? If I'm there for 9, I've been happy for 6 years. These last 3 haven't been enjoyable.
So talk about that. You haven't been happy. What were you experiencing? Let's talk aside from, okay, so the job,
situation.
you're not happy. What does that look like?
What it looks like is you waking up in the morning. You put on your clothes and you know you're going to work. You're getting in your car, you're playing your R&B, you're playing your gospel, and I'm going to work. You have that happiness about doing the job that in whatever you do, it fulfills you. You're okay with going to this job. So you take that, and then the last 3 years, I have migraines. The last 3 years, I don't want to get up for work. I'm tired all the time. When you walk through the door, it's more like, I'm here again. That's not something that you want to feel. That's not something, you're not happy. There's no sense of happiness in the things that I just said, but that was me. So when you clock into a place just so your child has health insurance, you clock into a place just so you know you can pay that bill, you can have that happiness in your bank account. All my bills are on auto pay because of this job that I'm going into, but I'm not happy. That was my reality. So back to the situation, I had a choice and I chose me. I said, well, I'm going to resign. My representative, he had my back 100%. Hey, I understand what you're saying. I understand how serious this is. And so that's what I decided to do. I decided to resign and do my 2 businesses full time.
So you say you chose you, but there was a little kink in there. You did it 9 months before your retirement?
Yes. So the position that I held, the entity that I work for, you have that 10-year time. People call it vested. Yes, I was actually vested at the 3-year mark, but that 10-year gives me the, what's the word? The promise of my retirement. The promise that everything I put into this job for 9 years or 10 years, if I would have went that far, that I would have that. And I let
9 months prior, you let it go.
Yes, I'm shy. It was 9 months and a couple of days from my 10 years.
Because you chose you based on what they were trying to get you to sign, something that was not you. You didn't.
No.
So what does that look like, choosing? Because people think it's all happiness. Before we get to the happiness and the blessing, let's talk about choosing you and what it looks like. Because when people say they're entrepreneur, everybody acts as if it's the glorified. I didn't win it.
Choosing myself.
Beginning. I wanted the beginning of your job. How did it look? How it felt? How,
That's rough.
Okay.
That's not easy. Mm-hmm. That's very, very, very rough. Because of all the things that I listed before. I have a child. I have a place. I have, a car. How are we going to do this? You second guess but you can't second guess something. Oh, I just got chills. And I don't want to cry.
It's your real moment.
You second guess so much because you're making a decision that not only affects you, but it affects like everyone around you. And mind you, I talk about those 3 years. Anyone who really knows me knows that I've said, I need to leave. I need to leave. And everyone who's in my corner has said, Tevyan, do it. Like, do you see the case you made? Do you see the treat shoot? And you have people that are here for, what did I say, since 2016? That's almost 10 years of braiding hair after leaving Aveda, the school that I went to. And I still have those same clients, those same regulars that come to me. It's there. You have to believe in yourself. Back to it's hard. It's a very real choice. And you have to really believe in yourself. Having that support system is very important.
How's it with your animals or family? What was your support system?
Definitely friends. You know, your friends sometimes know a little more first. And my mom has always been there. You know, we have our struggles, but she's always first and foremost to say, I'm proud of you. I'm here for you. I believe in you. That helps make the decision that much easier to step away from something that you've known for 9 years. 9 years of clocking in, 9 years of changing different shifts just because they want you to. Day shift, night shift, evening shift. It's a lot. Even the relationships that I've made over those 9 years, it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, changing shifts. When I left, I was on night shift, but I've done day shift and evening shift. And there are persons that may not have seen me in these last 4 or 5 years, but still know my name. Still see me and, oh, Tevyan, where have you been? I miss you. And that warms my heart because that is a testament of who I am, who people know me to be.
And that's how you walked away, though, is because you know who you are and you wasn't willing to. That's character. Because some people would have been looking at, wait, it's 9 months out. I'm just going to do this because of this. And they can say what they want to say about me, but you stood by that. That says a lot about you. You stood by who you were.
Who I am, yeah.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
You chose you.
Yeah. I couldn't, no. There's still a lot of angry people that I work with that are in disbelief that any of it happened. Any of it's going on. They still have to work with this person. And I'm okay.
And how many months ago was that?
Oh, this just happened. I resigned September 9th.
Wow. And okay, what were you saying to God about that? Because it's wrong. You were wrong. It's like somebody wrongfully being charged for a crime. You knew you didn't do it, and you couldn't even, you were already guilty before your supervisor. You was already guilty, and you literally don't have a job right now because somebody lied on you. Like, what was the conversation like with God when just to yourself?
So when I talk about that conversation, since about end of July, August, I've been on my own trajectory. I've been on my own getting back right. How I explain it to people, you know how when you're younger, most of us grew up in a church. Most of us, Bible school, Sunday school. What did I just say to my friend? I said, you know how we used to go to church 5 days a week? We didn't know what all that extra worldly things were because school, do your homework, the van picks you up, you at church, you come home, take a shower, you eat, you go to sleep. So with all of this going on in my life, at that time, I needed that peace. I needed to feel, I'm all right. I'm good. And the validation from that, all the work that I did, the prayers, you have to sit by yourself sometimes and write it down. Figure out what you truly want. I had to learn the difference between those like wants and needs. What would be best for my son going forward?
Did you feel like all the people who knew you had worked on your job, you worked in a professional atmosphere, now you're going in to be an entrepreneur. Did you feel at any point like you had failed? Like, because this is corporate versus now you're going to be an entrepreneur. You had stability on this job. This company is stable. Now I'm doing my own thing. I got to get my own insurance. I got to do everything.
I wouldn't say a failure. I wouldn't say that ever crossed my mind going through this process.
Or that people would look at you as that you failed, or you need to go back and get your job.
A couple people did. Why would you leave? What are you going to do now? I'm like, I have 2 businesses. Like, you've supported those businesses. I just have to do my work so they can become what they need to become, what I know that they can be. And so that's where I am.
Because you believed in yourself. When you walked away, obviously, you didn't, you chose you.
Yeah.
So you believed in you. And I think that is a beautiful thing. That's an amazing thing that you chose you. You chose to do your business, but you hadn't chose it before. Why didn't you walk away sooner?
Okay.
You believed in
now that
right.
Now that goes into that walk with God. I'm gonna just keep bringing that conversation back to God, because why didn't I leave 3 years ago? I can honestly say I don't know the answer to that, but I feel like he pushed me out.
Having somebody lie on you, yes.
But there's a lesson in everything. I think that was a test so that I can have a testament. How does someone keep their cool when someone for a year lies, picks, hoax, the attitudes? A lot went on. I think we talked about previously how they do not have not one email, text message, or nothing from me against said person. Cause I was just like, I'm good. I'm okay. Other people that I work with, you should say this, you should say, it's gonna be handled. I'm good.
So you didn't. It's like when Jesus was on the cross. Remember, Pontius, he said, what do you say? These people are saying they're bringing accusation. What say ye? What do you say? And Jesus answered them not a word. Or even when he was writing on the ground. Remember, he was writing in the thing. Yes. It was like he answered them not a word. Like when people were asking him questions, he didn't feel the need to justify. That's a big thing.
And all those persons that know that actually know what transpired, I never once I told my supervisors, hey, this is what's going on. Once I found out that this is what she was doing. The original situation, if I'm not mistaken, happened in September of last year, of 23. I didn't get noticed about all these emails, all of this, until almost June or July
Of 24.
of 24.
So it was like collecting stuff.
But never once came to ask me.
Right.
You see that I'm not retaliating. You see that I'm not doing nothing.
And it was the same person.
Same person over and over and over again, and not one of them questioned.
And you walking out of your job, you had to pack up all your stuff and you had to walk out of
to give that badge up. I was like, ooh, this is real. This is actually happening. I won't be here anymore. That was a big step. But I can say, my verb, this word that just keeps resonating with me, peace. The moment that badge was given up, the moment I had to walk to my car, my last night, peace. All like,
Because the fight was to hold on to it. And then once
yes,
it was done,
it was done.
and then you had peace about you. Nothing you can do. It's not, you told the truth. They believed the lie. It's nothing I can do.
I don't think a lot of people know what like peace feels like. I'm 30 years old and I'm just now finding out what peace, actual peace, not worrying, feels like.
Talk about that space right there.
My chills again. We talk about many gifts, what you're supposed to do with your gifts. And I think the decisions that I had to make, or decisions that I was pushed into, because I could have made a decision a long time ago. I may not have seen like the piece in the beginning, a little clouded, but everything happened in the time it was supposed to happen. If I would have been pushed out, let's say the beginning of the year, I would have responded differently because I wasn't where I am now, or where I was in September, because I had been working on myself. I've been doing the things that I should have been doing, building that relationship back up to gain peace. And peace, people, so I personally feel when people say peace, they just think everything goes right. Oh, you just must have the best life ever. Peace isn't that. What is it? Peace and understanding. You have to understand that some battles aren't meant for you to fight. And then in turn, I didn't fight that battle. I prayed about it. I gave it to God. And in return, I got peace. And that's how I've never said it like that, but that's what happened. That's what happened. And so I'm just very, very grateful of this journey that I'm on. I know it's not done. I have way more to do, way more understanding to gain.
Yes. We grow from, the Bible says we go from glory to glory. So this is a victory to victory. So you received the victory, even though the victory, it seemed like she won, which let's speak on that a little piece. And then I want to get into the next phase of the conversation. It looked like she won because you lost your job. It looked like years. She made an accusation. You told your side, and now you walking out. You had to give your badge up, and she lied on you. And it looked like she won.
Yes.
Here it is, months later.
It was about a month, September, October, literally a month later.
A month later.
A month and what, a week? Month and 2 weeks? What is it called? He'll turn your enemies into your footstool.
Yes, he'll make your enemies your footstools. Yes.
We're going to leave it at that. And just know, people call it karma. People,
Reaping and sowing. That's what the Bible says, yeah.
Reaping and sowing. It's okay. Whatever's going on, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I've always given people closest to me, I've always given them this little, ever since I was younger, didn't necessarily understand what it was, but I've always told them, don't do wrong by me. Please, just don't do wrong by me. And when I was younger, I don't understand what I'm necessarily saying. I just know I'm going to be taken care of. The situation will be handled. And
because you're not doing harm, you're not doing harm to people, you're not being deceptive, you love people, you're not, well, nobody's perfect, but.
And I can attest, I know at least 4 times I've gotten them phone calls after someone's done me wrong. Hey, my life was turned upside down and this started happening and that started happening. That's not me, baby. That's not me.
You ain't pray no prayer. You didn't say, God, get them. You didn't do that.
That's not me.
That's not you.
That's not me.
Yes.
But okay. I heard your phone call, but I wish you the best. Have a great life. God bless you. And I move on. And that's why I try to, like I said, not understanding what I was saying as the years go on. Once again, I'm only 30 and I'm just now slowly understanding. So this is one of those times where it wasn't me. It was
So allegedly, you got a phone call. You got a phone call, and allegedly, she reaped.
she reaped. She reaped.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, she reaped. She got it, and it happened fast. Wasn't thinking it was gonna happen that fast, but it happened fast.
Was it a coworker that called you, or how did you find out?
Some coworkers. I think right now I'm up to like 6 different people have called me and sent pictures and of whatnot. And
I mean, can we say what? Because it's allegedly.
it's not allegedly.
That it happened. You're just saying allegedly.
Let's say said person in said position did some things that you're not supposed to do in the position she's in. And said person went to a place that has a lot of bars in an orange jumpsuit.
Within 30 days.
Yes, within those, because what I say, I resigned on the 9th.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I resigned on the 9th. This, it was not alleged, but this situation that person put themselves in. So,
yes.
Said person that did said things that they were not supposed to do is or was in said place that has a lot of bars and orange jumpsuits.
And that was the phone call you got.
Oh, they called right as soon as it happened. It happened during the storm that we had.
Less than 2 months after you done lost your job for just false accusation.
Yeah.
You ain't pray no prayer. Did you pray?
Not against no one. No. Not against no one. Like I wish well. That's all I could do.
Wow.
Because like I said, I know wholeheartedly I've never done nothing to this person, never said anything toward this person. So why would I wish bad? That's not me. It's not me. But when I got that phone call, I said, oh, they look rough. That's all. Oh, they look a little rough. That's all I said. I was like, thanks. And that was that. And so with that being said, I said, okay, well, that situation will be handled. Yeah.
Wow.
There's nothing. You just have to laugh. You just kind of have to chuckle and
because you didn't pray that. No. You were just who you were.
I am.
Yeah. And who you were shine through. So that even in the midst of it, you didn't even wish any, because that wasn't even who you were. When you were sitting in the office of your supervisor being wrongly accused, you was never that person.
No.
Yeah.
I honestly, when all of this started, I honestly thought that maybe something else happened and I happened to be a witness, or something went wrong, or maybe data entry was something I won't know my mind.
Yeah.
Never would have thought. Never would have thought.
So moving forward, before that, your mom would ask you to move with her. This is when you was doing good. You living good. You on auto, like you said, what did you say? Auto pay your
everything auto pay. I'm good.
Okay.
So we had 2023 was rough. I had a grandfather and grandmother on my maternal side, both passed same year.
Wow.
So
sorry to hear this.
It's thank you. It's been rough for my mom. And I think she more, you pull your loved ones closer.
Mm-hmm.
Her comfort is me and my younger brother, who's a Marine, by the way.
Hey, Riz.
So he, not he, but my mom, she probably wanted me closer, feel that comfort, kind of work through some things. It's a lot. It took a toll on her. With my granddad, she's only child. So she handled that herself and family, of course, but it was on her. And then my grandmother, I have two more uncles, my mom and then two uncles. Little easier, but not per se. And I think she just wanted me there. She loves my son to pieces. So that was a smile on her
Like,
face.
baby.
That's
So what she would call you though before you moved with her, before you even lost your job. Your mom would ask you to come stay.
hey, do you want to like move back? You know, and it wasn't on my mind. But I like my space. Everybody likes their own space.
You a grown woman.
And I'm not thinking anything of it, but
Was it a no-brainer? Like, no, mom, not, what was it? Just no.
no, I haven't thought about that. Like, I wouldn't move back. Like, I have a big old house. I'm fine. And then at the same time, I was renting, talking to my landlord about buying said house. So why would I leave? I could just literally stay here. We could do our paperwork, and then I can buy the home that I've been in for the past 4 years and enjoy. And it didn't happen like that. So I'm talking to them. And everything sounds good. And maybe like July, so right before everything transpires, they're like, hey, we're going to keep the house, which I totally understand. That's their revenue. No matter how many houses they have, that's their money from their getting rent from each house. I completely understand. But then all the other stuff start happening with the job. And I'm like, okay. In the back of my mind, if I were to leave, say it came back and I didn't get that opportunity to choose and it was just a complete firing, what would I do? My businesses are part-time. That's my go out of town money. That's my, my son sees something in the store he really wants. Oh yeah, we got it. Cause I just did hair for 2 weeks straight, so it was tough. Called her, hey, this is what's going on. And she's in disbelief about the job thing as well. Hey, this is what's going on. I'm not gonna buy the house. And then also you gotta think it ended up being good because think of all of all the things that were going on at the job, and I had just purchased a house. When I say timing, I literally mean timing of everything. Timing of everything. I can't put like everything into words, but everything happened the way it should have been. My mom, of course, open arms. We moved there. Everything's great.
You look so beautiful, so peaceful. Your face just so full and happy.
I am. I am.
Like safety. God will hide his people. He'll bring them into safety so that you didn't have to suffer from, everything piling on top of you, the bills, everything. Nah, just full-time business. Talk about it. Ooh, what are we doing? What's next?
Okay, we have these two businesses. These businesses, my friends are like, hey, you need to do this, you should do that. I'm trying to figure out which way to go. With the treats and cakes, we have holidays coming up. Just the other day I did, so I'm known for my banana pudding and my strawberry cookies. So the other day I was like, let me just do a banana pudding sale just to see. And I was so surprised by how many people purchased. You have to sit back and, okay, I can do this. This can happen. That was just a little bit more of clarification, like, okay, all right. So I was happy with that. I have 2 pop-ups coming up, which are just events. And so I plan on pushing more of the gourmet things so that way when the holidays come up, I can start getting those sales by November.
Girl, you gonna be busy. That holidays, oh my.
And I do still have the regular folks that still order from me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to push it to others.
Yeah.
You know, hey, well, if you get one red velvet and you're sitting at a table, or maybe Uncle Johnny love red velvet. Oh, where you got this from? Give him a card or say, hey, she on social media. Stuff like that.
It's causing you to strategize. It's causing you to think, to open your mind. God will give you,
Yes.
He'll give you wisdom and witty inventions, things, how to be creative with your business. And I speak that over your life, many blessings and open doors and customers beyond your understanding, that you just have to have help, that he just open up the windows of blessings and pour you out a blessing that you don't even have room enough to receive. So room enough to receive mean you might got too many orders to where you got to hire somebody.
Yes.
You got to have them stir up and blend this and blend that, put 2 cups of, that's because the student, you didn't even expect to have that many orders. So I pray that for you, that God do that over your life and he increase you, because you will give him the glory and you have the character for it.
Thank you.
Because you could have saved yourself like Jesus when he was hanging on the cross. He could have he could have come down off of that cross because he was God.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. He hung there and he took it. And now look at how God is blessing you.
Yes.
What does your life look like now? What do your relationship with God look like? What is your everything, family, connections? What does it look like?
Everything is still building. Everything is coming together piece by piece. It's like a giant puzzle. And I just had that little corner done. I have so many more pieces, but I'm thankful. It's one day at a time. It's getting back into my Bible. I don't know how many of you, but you know, what is it? Proverbs has 31 chapters. So this month, I've been doing a chapter a day just to get back into it. Little things like that. Adding my son into it, I'm just like, hey, do you want another like children's Bible? Because I had got away from that. Oh, sure. I'm like, okay, so maybe every night we'll read, you know, if you have questions, we'll find the answers together. Things along that line. So that way it's not just me. It's my son. Slowly I can move back to my mom. 'Cause my mom grew up in the church as well. But she's been through a lot. So it's going to take her a little time to get back. You know, give her space, give her time to weed through little things. And then we'll get there. Business-wise, I'm happy. Just the other day, I think I had told you about the one lady I called my sis Jessica. We did a sister reading the other day and read through the Bible, and we're meeting again on Tuesday. So I went on my site and blocked off my times because I'm like, okay, well, I have this to do, blocked it off. Soon as I blocked it, right after that, 2 more bookings under the time that I just blocked off. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. So it's like little by little things, you know, are coming to me. I'm still able to pay my bills.
Yes. Yes.
I'm still able to take my son on, you know, a Sunday treat. I know people want to agree with this, but every Wednesday we go to Chick-fil-A. Y'all know that ain't cheap. You know, I'm trying to keep him with this little life. I know things are changing, but I'm trying to keep him, you know. And so just moving forward, listening to God, using my gifts the way I see fit, just trying to understand more, because your gifts are meant to help other people. It's not selfishly, it's not for you, it's for other people. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. Just living life peacefully.
Nice. And dating, the dating life, how is that for you? What are you?
If he sees this, Lord.
So are you single?
Oh, I am single.
Okay.
I've went through a relationship. Well, just talk on the last one. I went through a relationship pretty hard, not really unexpected for the breakup. But I have a friend of mine I've known him since high school. We talked about me getting into this season since, like I said, about July, August. But this person's always been around. That friend you can call on. With all this happening with me, he'll call. How's your mental? Oh, by chance, did you get to read your Bible today? Hey, dang, I didn't get to call you last night, but hey, I sat by the water. I had my talk with God. I got my clarification. So my sis Jess, who I told you about, so every time we talk, she was like, oh, so how's your husband doing? I was like, just stop. Just no. And she'd be like, don't say no. She's like, how's your husband? So she's like a younger sister to me, but very anointed, I would say. She's one of the key persons that's been helping me through this season. And yes, every time we talk, we'll, talk about our stuff, talk about what's going on in life. And then she, oh, you talk to your husband? How's your husband? And I'm like, stop, just no. And she's like, what did we just read? Yesterday we read Proverbs 31, 10 to 31. Chapter 31, verses 10 through 31.
And what is it talking about?
A godly woman.
Oh,
To be perfect for your godly man. That thing was deep.
Are you prepared, or you got some work to do?
I have a little bit of work to do, but in the Bible, who they're talking this man to be, that's him. Really?
Nice. So, okay. Have you ever dated a guy that's like him? And what's the contrast to who this guy, how he's stepping in and how he's approaching? He's asking you, have you read your Bible? He's saying he's been down to pray by the water or talk with God. This whole approach. So in contrast to what you've been through, what have you been through versus what this man is? What is the past? Like, what do you go in the
reality? It's not what I would have even looked for before, and that's just honest. Before you kind of like put up with things like, oof. Okay, I'm gonna use this as an example. I have an ex that known each other for a long time. I have pretty much 3 long time relationships in my life, 3 long ones, and one of them known for a long time, and he liked to smoke. We'll say that. We like to smoke. And of course, I'll go out, I'll drink and all that. You get to a point, I moved him into my home. What is that smell? Oh, I just smoked. I don't like that. He tried to kiss. Did you just smoke? I don't like that. Try to, hug me. You need to go take a shower or something. The things that you liked before, they slowly start to become that, no, like, this is not for me. I don't like that. And that's a change that I didn't even notice back then. I just knew, I just don't like them no more. Not realizing I can look at that as, okay, Tevyan, you're stepping into this woman that you're destined to be. You're not going to like those things no more. You're going to have a higher standard now on who this man, that comes in your life. I have a son who needs to look up to someone. This man, this friend that's been around, educated, works hard. Give him a power tool, he gonna make it happen. Something wrong with the car, he gonna step up. Oh no, I got that. Not used to that. Not used to that at all. And not even realizing that someone, what do people say? When you're that person that's your friend, that's the best relationships because you already know each other and then you build into something more. But I think our relationship could be grander. I haven't questioned it. He hasn't really said too much on it. But if that is what we're thinking it is, if we put God in the midst of it, there can be no wrong. Like what else could go wrong? So it's enlightening. When we spoke, Jess was like, just know that spiritually and in this world we live in, God's gonna be moving you fast. As you do the work that you're supposed to be doing, what you have, things will start happening fast. She was like, so that scripture, it was two of us there, but she's like, that scripture was meant for y'all too. She was like, so y'all, of course, gain your own understanding. You have your own conversations with God. But y'all being the women of God and who you're supposed to be for your husband, she was like, that's probably gonna be happening real fast. And this is a married woman, and so she understands her husband is one that will pray for you. He'll read the Bible. She says actually how they met. So just a little bit at a time. But yeah, I told him what she said. He was like, oh, he was like, wait, your husband? He kind of chuckled. I'm like, yeah.
So this is the guy that you like. You think what did you say to him? What did you
Said, oh, I met with my sis yesterday, and she kept calling you my husband. And so I just kept talking. He didn't interrupt me the first time, but then after I finished, he said, go back to what you said in the beginning. She was calling me your husband? I said, yes. He was like, okay. He was like, yeah, I need to talk to Jess about that. See what else needs to be done. Then we talked about the Bible verses and what chapter we were working through. And he said, oh, I know exactly like what she read to y'all. He said, okay. So I take it as he's like, okay, maybe either, okay, I can be that man, or hey, I may have a little work to do, because he knows what things we spoke about. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But before, he never mentioned anything about that.
Oh, we've had many conversations. He wants a wife.
He wants
kids. He has no kids.
Okay.
Like I say, a hard worker, college grad, working in the field he actually went to school for is the biggest thing to me, because you sometimes, like right now, you don't really see that unless it's like top corporate engineering type jobs. So no, he's working in his field. Great guy.
And your friend, your girlfriend who y'all study the Bible, this is a woman of God.
Yes.
And she's married. How important is it to have a woman of God who is already married to be able to guide you, as it seems like she's guiding you to, kind of nurturing you into the direction as far as being that godly woman? Like, how important is that for you now? Versus, because a lot of women have single friends trying to tell them, girl, do this, but they don't really have a reference point. You're saying her husband prays with her. Like, speak on this whole, like, that having somewhat like of a mentor or somebody to teach you.
It's very important. That's me talking now. I've known her for about 5 or 6 years. I didn't understand. Our relationship started because of hair. I did her hair. So then, as doing her hair, she already was into more ministry, helping people, things along those lines. And I do believe maybe 2-3 years ago, it started off her just being like, T, I can't hold it in. I have this word for you and I just can't hold it. She was like, because God beating me down. She was like, I just need to get this out. And honestly, that's how it started. But no, I'm very grateful to have someone along those lines. Kind of gain understanding, because like I said, I may have went to church as a child, but I honestly don't remember all the books. I don't remember all the stories. I have to work and get back into that. So she's that little, hey, what happened in this book? Oh, girl, oh, yes, because or off the top of her mind, because she's been in her Bible, she's been reading her book, she knows what chapter, what verse. you know, that she can guide me to, and then I can go gain my own understanding with that.
So you got a sister, a friend, you got all of that. And like you've been friendship, let's speak on friendship in the past versus friendship now, because this seems like a beautiful friendship that's developing. You braided her hair. Now you guys are becoming friends, sisters in the Lord, friends. Versus, because oh my gosh, you can have some friends in the past and you like, whew, like you don't even know if they're a friend or enemy by the time the friendship ends. Like, what does that past of friendships look like for you?
There's so many who have, they're done. I am one of those people. Once I make up my mind about a friendship, because I hold people so close, my circle's already small. Once I make up that decision, that's done. Number gone. Like social media, I can't allow you in my space. And I always look at it as, oh, if you'll hurt me, you'll hurt my child. I can't have that.
So because you hold people so dear, you allow them to get away with so much to where once you really find that they're not but they have to really do something.
Yes.
Yeah, for you.
I'm a person, I'll come to you. Hey, this is kind of going on. Hey, I noticed this. That's up to you to take heed. Because like I said, people always come back later. Oh, Tevyan, I'm so sorry. Or, you know, something happened to them. But I seen it first. I'll say in this setting, because it's with you, my gifts sometimes allow me to see things. I'm not coming at you from a harmful place whatsoever. I'm just here to let you know, and I'm going by my way. That's it. So when you do bad to me in the end, or mad, or talk down, talk about me because I did something great, that's on you. I'm going to remove myself. So guess what? I can keep my peace.
And saying that, you listen, thank you so much for comment.
Welcome.
We have to definitely
Oh yeah, I wish I didn't have that meeting, but yes, we
fine. It's fine. It was enough, and your story is so powerful, and I know that it's still unfolding. I love your love for God. I love your walk with God. I love everything that He is doing in this season. I hadn't talked to you for a while. Then when I just braided your hair a while back, it was such a blessing to hear you talk about like reading the Bible, getting in the Word, even with your son, you know, and then moving back with your mom, and just the way you were taking everything. It let me see you in a whole another light. I already know that you was an amazing person from listen. You've been hanging out with me when I was in the garage braiding hair. You know, you still was hanging with me. You know, so just to be here and be in this place and to see what God is doing in your life, I am just so elated, and I praise God for everything He's going to do, especially in your business. You look like a cake maker, like you can make some good trees.
Thank you.
So let them know where they can find you, like your social media handles, all your TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of your platforms, the name and the name of your business again, and just how they can reach you, and if they can order treats, whatever you want to say, let them know everything.
Okay. So I am also Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For bakery is Sweet Treats with a Z by T, and it's 2 E's. So Sweet Treats by T. And that's for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And most of my logos, I'm a sunflower person. Everything has sunflowers on it. So you will definitely see, if you look for a sunflower, I think most of the other pages are just colors. Sunflower, Sweet Treats by T. For hair braiding is Never Too, with 2 O's, Glamorous. So Never Too Glamorous. And that's on both pages as well, and TikTok. And then personal, if you guys, I may get into something more lively. I may have some testimonials coming. Anything along those lines is beautiful_Bahamian. Okay. Beautiful_Bahamian. And that's for all my socials as far as TikTok, Instagram, and then Facebook is just Tevyan Hepburn. That's HEPBURN. Thank you guys so much.
And the final word, I want you to give maybe just 2 minutes, what you would say to the world, to anybody, whether it's a woman, single parent, raising a son, somebody who's been on a job, who's been wrongfully accused of something, been fired for the wrong reason, been in a bad relationship. Anybody, speak to the world and encourage them through God, like what you feel. What if you feel inspired to say to whoever, it can be a husband, a granddaddy, it doesn't matter. Speak to whoever. And
through my journey, don't try to take too much on. Take one thing at a time, step by step. If you say, oh, I'm afraid, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I've said it, so I can tell you now, don't be afraid. You have to step into that light. Be that light. Gaining a different relationship with God, whether it be increasing the one you have, or like me, finding a whole new relationship, entering back into that. Take it step by step. You have that anointing in you that you either had previously, that you're gaining, it will be there. That is not something, got my chills. That's not something that just goes away. That's not something anyone can take from you. You use it, you study, you practice. And when I say that, your Bible, your prayers. I'm a person, I love music. I will blast gospel, the gospels that speak to me, the ones that fulfill me in a sense of they speak to my story. Take your time. Take that deep breath. It's not going to be easy. Support system is very important. Find those people that check on you just because. The ones that think of you when you think no one thinking of you. Those are the people you keep close. Whether it be friends, sister, you may meet somebody tomorrow and you just click. Be weary a little bit, but they could be that person to help you gain access into whatever is next in your story, along your journey. Be intentional. That's a big one. Be intentional in everything that you're doing. Speak it. Speak it. That's all I have to say. Speak it. Be it. And God will bless you. As you see, y'all just got a part of my story, and I've come a very long way, and I'm very happy. And like I said, for Tevyan Hepburn, my word is peace. You will not take my peace. I will always have my peace. So y'all go out there, y'all gain y'all peace. Bye.